It is yet another new week of new achievements and greater possibilities. It is on this note that I welcome you to your favorite newspaper headline show, the Inside Nigeria. Now, my name is Tion Joseph, and I was excited to look at our leadership's front page this morning. It is a front page like none other. We are gearing towards our 2022 Leadership Awards. And if you look at the front page, you will see Orama, Marwa, and Musan emerge Leadership Persons of the Year. And the board releases full list of 2022 awards. This is so much exciting, and I'm sure you also want to know the full list of these awardees. And if that is the case with you, you can just grab a copy of this publication by the nearest newspaper stand by you. Alternatively, you can hop onto our website, www.leadership.ng, and you will be served. Having said that, I'll now move to the next daily on my list. And we have National Economy, which is a sister publication to Leadership newspaper. This story here says, mass exodus, otherwise known as Japa, of Nigerian professionals. Whose gain? Now, this is also a very interesting story that you would like to read, and do well to grab a copy of the National Economy for yourself also this morning. That takes us to the next Nigerian daily, which is the Vanguard. The lead story on the Vanguard says, Tinubu, Atiku, Obi, biker over fake news, hate speech. The first bullet there says, sponsoring fake news against me won't help. Atiku, Obi, says Tinubu. Next bullet says, Tinubu trying to avoid scrutiny over $460,000. Atiku. Next one says, look within for fake INEC statement on Tinubu. Labour Party tells APC. And the last bullet I'll be taking says, Shetima's insults on Obi breach peace accord. Labour Party campaign. Now there are other stories and there are other bullets there, but I'll leave them for the second part of the show, so please stay tuned. Now over to the Punch. The list story says, national carrier, domestic airlines ask court to terminate FG Ethiopian deal. And the first bullet says, Air Peace, Axman, airlines seek withdrawal of Nigerian air license. And the next bullet says, AGF, Malami, Ethiopian Airlines, Sirika, Nigerian Air listed as defendants. That is what we have on the Punch this morning. And lastly, we look at the Guardian, and the list story says, World Diabetes Day. Over 10 million Nigerians have diabetes, kill more than COVID-19, cancer. I will take the first two bullets and leave the rest for the panel discussionists to do justice to it. The first bullet says, condition major cause of blindness, kidney failure, heart attacks, stroke, lower limb amputation, says EMSON. The last bullet I'll be taking says, funds made. There are only 150 endocrinologists to cover 220 million Nigerians. Thank you, viewers, for staying tuned for the first part of the show. I'll crave your indulgence to do the same for the second part of the show. I'll be back your way by 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. My name is Tion Joseph. Stay tuned.
Oh, hello there. You must have heard that leadership is for God and country. True, but it is also important to know we are for you right there in your corner when you need us. And this is how you know. Our coverage of youth and children's issues is so unbeatable. They even produce our special edition. When others walk away, we stay with the story. We don't just report the story, we help you find the path. We bring you some of the country's finest writers, Monday to Sunday. We ask the tough questions. We speak your language. Ina kwanan?
Lafiya lau.
Wani labari muke da shi yau?
Ina karanta labarin hirar da aka da Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed.
Da kyau. We bring style to life in Le Vogue magazine. We identify leaders before others recognize them. And the data is speaking for us. So if you're not in leadership, you're behind. Oh, hello there. You must have heard that leadership is for God and country. True, but it is also important to know we are for you right there in your corner when you need us. And this is how you know. Our coverage of youth and children's issue is so unbeatable. We even produced our special edition. When others walk away, we stay with the story. We don't just report the story, we help you find the path. We bring you some of the country's finest writers. Monday to Sunday, we ask the tough questions. We speak your language. Ina kwanan?
Lafiya lau.
Wani labari muke da shi yau?
Na karanta labarin hirar da aka da Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed.
The kill. We bring style to life in Le Vogue magazine. We identify leaders before others recognize them. And the data is speaking for us. So if you're not in leadership, you're behind.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
Good morning and welcome to the breakfast segment of the show Inside Nigeria on Leadership Television. Today is a brand new day and the first edition for the week of November 15th, 2022. My name is Winifred Ukwego, your host on the program. With me in the studio is a comrade, public affairs analyst, Chijoke Isibane. It's a pleasure to have you in today's program. Yes. Well, viewers, we have papers, 6 papers for review this morning. We have Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership, its sister publication, National Economy, the Punch newspaper, The Nation, The Guardian, and the Vanguard newspaper. As usual, we are flagging up with Leadership. Let's see what Leadership has on its cover this Monday. Leadership is talking about his lead awards coming up later, if not this year, later. And some persons are being nominated for these awards. Orama Mawa Amusan emerged Leadership Persons of the Year as board releases full list of 2022 awards. This is an annual event with leadership newspapers for editors. Every year, board of directors, they nominate, come together and nominate. Everybody has input in the nomination of persons well deserving of leadership awards. And among them, we have Mawa, we have Urama, we have Amusa as leadership persons of the year. Do you have anything to say about these awards?
You guys have done a good job, especially in the person of Marwa.
Yes.
I'm liking him to Eudora Cornelio of Blessed Memories. There are persons that when you bring them into an affair, you see changes. Marwa, since he assumed his office as the leadership of Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, we could see the turnaround that have been, gotten in from that office. And of course, the Amusa lady, of course, every Nigerian, of course, knows what he has, placed the country as regards the sports, and all that. And I think people have done a good job in the selection of those that are actually well deserving.
Okay. Professor Benedict Arama is the president of Afrexim Bank. Professor Benedict Arama is also one of the leadership persons of the year award. And you have anything to say about him?
There are we have.
Also, sorry, before you say anything, we also have leadership governors of the year, and the 3 awardees are Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State. We have Adedapo Abiodun, executive governor of Ogun State, and Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, governor of Enugu State. These are the leadership's 3 governors of the year.
And I would tell you that excellently, El-Rufai should top that list actually.
Okay.
El-Rufai have done so well in Kaduna State. I keenly followed the last edition of his
Mm,
Kaduna Investment Summit,
mm,
and you could see what he has used that platform
to do.
to do in Kaduna. And of course, Ugwani too, or Enugu, you know,
There's also Mr.
if one even compare maybe the governorships in the southeast,
Mm.
one would say Ugwani have done
exceedingly well.
well.
Okay. And now, before we leave leadership newspaper, we have politician of the year, leadership politician of the year, and the award was given to Governor of
Rivers. I saw.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah. It was saying at Benue the other day that
Mm,
they are the ones giving Nigerians the energy they want. You know, it's yeah. When it comes to delivery, he has also delivered in River State, and I hope he also continues to stand by what he's actually preaching.
okay.
If he continues to stand on the integrity he's preaching, especially as regards their political, affairs in PDP, one would say that he also had merited that award.
All right. We are moving on. We want to talk politics. Let's go over to Daily Sun. What Lady Sun has on his cover today. It says, Ayu's fate hangs as Atiku G5 governors negotiate. Let's have Daily Sun on our screen. Okay. It says, Ayu's fate hangs as Atiku G5 governors negotiate. From Daily Sun, we are seeing Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard says Tinubu Atiku Obi bicker over fake news hate speech. Tinubu Atiku Obi bicker over fake news hate speech. Sponsoring fake news against me won't help Atiku Obi, says Tinubu. Tinubu trying to avoid scrutiny over US dollars $460,000. Atiku. Look within for fake INEC statement on Tinubu LP tells APC. Shettima's insults on Obi breach peace accord LP campaign. Catholic bishops seek issues-based campaigns. Hate speech greatest danger to unity stability of Nigeria, ACF. Says Governor Otom's apology over anti-Fulani's comments a relief. My statistics unsettling opposition will be. That's the trending news for today on Vanguard newspaper.
And if you watch what Tinubu said, of course, he was making a correct point. Peddling fake news will not really help these guys that he had mentioned. We have been watching closely the affairs about how the PDP candidate took some men, they traveled to the US, and suddenly they just came. A matter that have long passed started coming into play again. No wonder one of them asked that, is it what they went to the US to go and do? And of course, you don't, I so appreciated how the senior advocate Festo came handled that matter. He said that, of course, he's a lawyer. If you are going to seek for a document in court, definitely court will stamp, the stamp will be carrying the date you have gone to seek for that. That doesn't mean that these issues just happened. These are issues that have happened for over a decade. And bringing it now because it's politics time, you want to use it to, peddle fake news and all that. Of course, we don't help, and vice versa. Even them too from the APC should not also, But if you watch closely, it's like them. They are really issue focused than these other.
Who is issue focused?
The Tinubu and his team. What I understand, unlike these other persons that have been attacking individuals and peddling fake news. Then, the autumn statement, for example.
It was inflammatory.
And we must give it to autumn to have even accepted to do the apology.
Okay.
You get it? Yeah, because one thing they said, there's a saying that to err is human, to forgive is divine. And of course, it takes humility to know when you have gone contrary and you ask for forgiveness. He may have made that out of maybe anger on the issues they are having with Article. But at this point, you are referring to an ethnic group, and it didn't go down. And of course, I believe he listened to the voice of reason and apologized. And you could say that's why they said it's a big relief.
Okay, and we have that last bullet. Obi says the statistics is unsettling opposition.
You know, when we're in the school, sometimes there are persons we call the bookworm. They would know the book so well. And that doesn't actually guarantee they are performing so well. You get when it comes to the practical aspect of it. Yes, he has been coming up with statistics. That's fine. You know, it's brilliant in that. But I don't think it's really unsettling the opposition because Nigerian politics sometimes is beyond the statistics you are actually bringing to the public. It's about how you are being able to speak to the conscience of those that believe in you and would vote for you. So, but if that's a strategic campaign strategy for Obi, if it will work for him, it's also fine. So I don't think my concern on this political issue is, you know, considering what is happening now in the country, every of these candidates should be concerned in telling us with what is happening now. We might not really see figures are done by experts to present how things. Now, what of the reality part of it? So these are things that should be their concern. So I don't think him bringing out figures, yes, fine, but making the other opponent unsettled, I don't think it's actually the situation.
All right, thank you. From
Thank
Vanguard newspaper, we are moving over to The Guardian. The Guardian has a head story on its cover this Monday. It says over 10 million Nigerians have diabetes, kills more than COVID-19 cancer. World Diabetes Day, WDD. Over 10 million Nigerians have diabetes, kills more than COVID-19 cancer. Condition major cause of blindness, kidney failure, heart attack, stroke, lower limb amputation, says MSIN. FASA made there are only 150 endocrinologists to over 220 million Nigerians. Physical exercise restores brain insulin sensitivity, may protect against type 2 diabetes. Stakeholders seek clarity on implementation of sugar tax. Yes, that Guardian newspaper has a head story on its cover. As I said earlier, it says that over 10 million Nigerians have diabetes, kills more than COVID-19 cancer. Diabetes is one of the illnesses that health experts will say they are silent killers.
Yeah, and of course, there's need to begin to actually give so much awareness in the diabetes thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both the media, the medical practitioners, even I would even suggest a situation where these medical practitioners begin to go to offices to educate them,
Okay.
because actually diabetes is killing
Yes, it
a
is.
lot, a lot. In short, I lost a friend, a very close friend,
So
to this
diabetes.
diabetes. And the way the thing so happened, initially we were suspecting, the dark power, the witches may have done this and all that. But it was later on we got to know that that thing had been in him, but he didn't go to know on time and was not managing it well. So there a lot of awareness should be, done on this diabetes thing to Nigerians. And of course, because if you watch majorly the type of food we eat, the almost carbohydrate.
Yes.
The regular
It
foods
is
we eat every day,
carbohydrate.
almost. You know that you hear some people since we tell you, my best food is rice,
Yes.
and we eat rice morning, afternoon, night. You know, or I love yam, and of course, I'm sorry, but I will need to tell this. There was an occasion I I wouldn't want to mention the eatery now, so I don't kill the business. That I went there and I asked for a yam porridge, and they gave me a yam porridge. In the process of eating this yam porridge, I saw a half cube of sugar. For it, for
Sugar
it,
in
yes.
yam porridge?
So you maybe because you want to make your food tasty, what is already you are still adding more. People consume more this. So there are a lot of awareness that should actually be done as regards diabetes. It's actually killing a lot of Nigerians too. And of course the managers too, like the medical practitioners now, also need to go on training and retraining to know how to handle, this kind of, and I have also a close person that had this, and the hospital that he was taken to, they didn't take time to, rather they started pumping what do they call the drip that they were administering to her, and the thing got to a point that she was almost losing her brain. She got paralyzed. We had to move her from that private hospital to Socorro District Hospital before she started getting herself back. So I think um, a lot of awareness should be done to save the life of Nigerians as a young adults.
All right, thank you so much. That is about that on Guardian newspaper. We are looking at the last paper we have on our menu, and that is our sister publication, National Economy. National Economy says mass exodus of Nigerian professionals, whose gain? Mass exodus of Nigerian professionals, whose gain? The NMA did raise the alarm recently that its personnel, they were living in droves. That's his doctors, they were living in droves, and if nothing is done to curtail it, to further worsen or reduce drastically the ratio of doctors to Nigerians in the country. So, what do you say? And just the same way we have it in the doctor medical profession, we also have it in other cadres, other professional bodies. So what should be done? Who is gaining it this time? We know that Nigeria stands to lose because we have this bulk of professionals who have been trained living Nigeria, and they go outside the country and they are excelling in their chosen fields.
So you see, that's why the country needs to really sit up, both the government and the private sector. Look at banks even. We have friends that are working in bank. Sure, I was asking one. I said, "There's this particular bank." I said, "This particular bank doesn't, used to have this kind of network issues here and there. What is going on?" And he said, "A lot of our IT professionals are leaving to the abroad." So you see, banks, they don't have good IT professionals managing their, internet facilities, and it's causing them a lot of issues. You see, banks are facing different challenges.
Yes.
God help you if you make online transactions during public holidays. Go to the bank the following working day, you're going to see a lot of queue complaints because of what? Issues like that, no capable hands. The medical doctors, of course, that one was, especially during their strike, was like the way Nigerians, try to go seek for daily bread outside the country. So, and all that. So, actually, who's gaining? We might say those that are traveling are gaining because they get a better pay.
Yes.
Now, but those of us here are suffering it. Nigerian citizens are suffering it. You go to the hospital, you have a consulting room of maybe 2 or 3, and in some cases, it's just one doctor.
Yes.
And you see a lot of patients there. waiting for.
Less than a week ago, we lost a colleague, a former editor of leadership, one of her leadership titles. And just like what you pointed out, that was what jolted my memory. They were rushed to the hospital and there was no doctor on call. Right there up to the following morning, that was when they came. And by that time, I think it was about too late and he died just like that, which could have been preventable. So these are the issues Nigeria is facing. And up to now, it's so sad that up to now we have not been able to bridge the gap. Yet the few medical workers we have, they are still living the short of the country.
It's so pathetic. He's so rest in peace.
Amen.
And that is just the situation we find ourselves in the country. And I mean, these are the issues we should be after in the campaigns of these other guys that are planning now to come and take over. Look at the issue of the ASU and the federal government. How do you handle issues like this to retain your workers? How many, we asked some questions, how many foreigners have we seen tripping into the country, except maybe those in the construction work that they come do fake roads and pay huge amount of money. So, see, Nigeria should, of course, come up with good policies as regards working condition. So that these guys that, of course, are there, when they are well taken care of, when working environment is conducive, when agitations are made, you will see people who would love to work for their country, and the country would, keep succeeding, and will not be having this kind of unnecessary, losses, because it's unnecessary. Yeah. If a doctor, we had plenty doctors that were on call, the man you mentioned would have just died. There's no one to attend to. You understand? I've also lost a cousin like that. He's a settler. When he had crisis, he was rushed to even a teaching hospital. But before they could even attend to him, almost an hour, he died. So I think the government has a good role to play, in making policies that would retain, these workers in their various fields of endeavor for the development of the country.
Well, thank you so much. With that, we've come to the end of today's breakfast show on Inside Nigeria. Tomorrow is another day. Thank you so much. I want to thank you once again for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you for having me.
As we've been talking with comrades Chijoke. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I remember Winifred Ubebo. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, same station. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.